Alright, welcome in. Please hit the like button on your way in. And if you're new here, welcome. And think about subscribing. And let's get on with this. So, this is called The Kingsman. Action comedy. Didn't really see much comedy in here or any at all. So I don't know why Google's labeling it as an action comedy. But anyways, was released in theaters December 2020. December 2020. 2021. A little bit of a mouthful with the two. So, his runtime is 2 hours and 11 minutes. The director is Matthew Vaughn. And here is the cast. Alright, welcome back. Here's the plot of this. One man must race against time to stop history's worst tyrants and criminal masterminds as they get together to plot a war that would wipe out millions of people and destroy humanity. So, for people who don't know, this is a third installment in the franchise and the original origin story, of how they started, of the Kingsman. As that being said, I felt like it was another film. I feel like if they kept the same story from the first two and made this one connected to, it's connected, but if they took the first three stories, the story together, and then added a third one, and then went and made another trilogy with this one starting it, like they did with the Lord of the Rings, it would have felt a lot different. I would have felt a lot different about this film. Maybe. I did enjoy the film, don't get me wrong, but did feel a little bit bored through a lot of the film. Definitely towards the second half, definitely a lot more boring. I did like how, and I pronounced his name wrong, Rias Infants portrayed Rasputin and how Wardrobe went about his look. Both made him very imitating and super creepy. He even made me feel very uncomfortable at times. I do kind of wish I got the impression from the trailer he was going to be the main villain and there was way more of him than there was, which was kind of disappointing. Personally, I did not like Gemma Arterton character at all. I felt like she was way too cocky throughout this and kind of felt out of place in most of every scene she was in my personal opinion. That was not because she was trying to be a powerful female thing. It's just kind of like, I don't know to put my finger on it particular, but I do know that she was definitely portraying herself a little too hard with the cockiness throughout this. And I definitely didn't feel how it ended with her at the end. But big fight scenes was okay. There was was a huge one that was pretty obvious. It was done in a huge green screen room because of how bad the CG was around it. The one after was so much better edited, but then one dumbest thing I have ever seen in a script for a very long time. Sorry about my stuttering here. It honestly pissed me off. That part, it went from the horrible CGI to an actual good scene, and then it's like they were building up something for a specific character. I won't say who. And they do something to his character. You can kind of obviously see what it is. But how they did it is actually more of the problem, not that they did it particular. I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. I know it was those times, but it just felt really stupid and kind of lazy to do how they did it. Even though I prefer that they didn't do it because how they built it up. But yeah, flat out from that part on, I just didn't like the movie. I don't know if it was because it was kind of boring, but the CGI, it was this, that part really, really pissed me off and kind of just stopped the point for me. Here's my rating on that note. This was a very beautiful shot film despite the CGI throughout this. The writing was not good, in my opinion. It was, a very beautiful shot film. Had very cool shots, very good quality. CGI was bad. The writing was not my cup of tea. I really didn't feel much like it didn't really feel like a Kingsman movie to me. It felt more of a combination of a World War I film and a spy film, but mostly with kind of just mostly a war period kind of piece. Now, I know that there are people who are going to, who specifically historians, which I've criticized in the past, and at this point it's like, it's your opinion. I respect it. It is what it is. But I'm sure there's people going to go after this. I do know a little bit about Rasputin's, the main story of it, or the main stories of not conspiracy theories, but the theories and stuff that are different stories that came out of that. So they kind of touched upon it, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. The writing as a whole really had nothing to do with the historian part of it, but I can see why the people are going to criticize it. But then again, they criticize or anything. But keep in mind, this is just my opinion of this whole film. But let me know yours in the comments below. Again, keep them respectful. This review's gone on enough, but I'm definitely a little bit frustrated with the film. I did pay $20 for the sucker, and I was because I was excited for this film, and I was definitely let down. Again, I did enjoy it, so don't get me wrong. But it was just kind of in the middle of enjoyment. It's not like high enjoyment, if you know what I mean. It's definitely far from best. I feel like like I said, if they made this into a separate trilogy, it may be better, as long as the writing was a little bit better if they were to do this one for a trilogy, which obviously they're not. But yeah. So that's my review for this and my honest opinions and a little bit of a ranting here and there. But, I love you all. Please stay safe, and let's go.